Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And we are working on our top 50 games of all time, 2020.
Yeah. This is probably an ever-changing, very fluid list. But yeah, we've been wanting to do this for a long time, actually get down on paper what our favorite games are. We've said a lot of times, I think this game would make my top 15 or whatever.
Yeah.
And did they? Probably most of the time not. Because
Who knows?
Only 15 games can make the top 15.
That's true. Yeah.
But that being said, this is our top 50. Again, ever-changing, all new games all the time, in classics that we are reintroducing to ourselves. But we just want to go through this and have some fun. Introduce some games to you maybe you've never heard of, and just talk about some of our games that we love.
So we did use Pub Meeple to come up with our lists, and it was very, 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 very hard.
They'd pit up like two games you just loved against each other, and you had to choose which one was better, or two games that were just like you're just like okay on. It's like which ones are
one of my most okay is yeah.
So for my criteria, something I did was ideal circumstances. If I had unlimited amount of time, unlimited number of players to choose from, which game would I choose? And as a result, I think a lot of games kind of favored heavier, longer games. That's not necessarily what I play all the time. It's just, given those criteria of perfect, ideal circumstances, what would I choose? Yeah. So I tended to be on the heavier side.
I did something really similar, just perfect world situation. And then I also had to judge, for me, I am a moody gamer, I guess. So I had to say, if I was in the mood for both of these games, which one would I prefer?
Yeah. So I was discovering that my favorite mechanisms are oftentimes worker placement. I love cooperative games. I love campaign-style games. And engine building. Those are some of the things that I really love in a game. So you probably see a lot of those kinds of games in my lists.
And I am a sucker for medium to lightweight Euros. And also IP games with good systems to it. So not a junky game, but a decent game stuck with the IP I love on it. I'm a real big sucker.
You're like the
that.
Perfect marketing target.
I'm the person you're trying to sell your game to. So that's what we've discovered.
Yeah, if you find something on our list that's not one of those things, that just tells you how great it is. It was able to overcome a bunch of other games, let's say worker placement games, as a party game that made it on the list or whatever.
Yeah.
And also, I did kind of assume, at least in my head, that I was playing with some of the expansions. We'll get to one of the ones that I'll talk about that I'm just kind of superimposing in my head, plus all the expansions. Yeah. So keep that in mind. This is not necessarily just base games, but I'll talk about that when it comes up.
All right, well, let's get started. I'll go first. Ladies first.
All right, number 50. What's your number 50 game?
So, to contradict everything I just said, my 50 is actually Bora Bora.
Yeah, this is this fun-filled, it's a heavier one for you.
Yeah, I know. I know, but it's a good game. It's a great game. It's just, it's almost too much for me to handle, but love it.
My number 50 is Dead of Winter. This is the zombie apocalypse survival game. You're surviving the winter with these zombies attacking everybody. It's got a great story kind of arc going through it with these crossover cards. And just that survival, and that there's a potential hidden traitor. But lots of good tension.
My number 49 is Dixit. This is a game I never win because I think I just go different places and I don't hear the stories that other people are telling me. But the artwork is beautiful and the game is very engaging.
My number 49 is Call to Adventure. This is a story-driven kind of a build-your-own-adventure style game. And you get the chance at the end of it all, after you've drafted all these cards and played through all these scenarios, make the story for your character.
Yeah.
And it is a blast. It's almost more fun than the game itself, is creating these stories.
So for 48, I cheated. I have the Crayon Rail games, so that's Nippon Rails, and then China Rails.
Empire Builder is the number one. It's the U.S. map is the first one, but then there's
India,
Martian Rails. And
so I just they're so similar. They're similar enough to me that I was just viewing them all as the one game, and so that is my 48.
Yeah, I'm going to explain it because it's that good.
Okay.
I love it. It didn't make my list, I don't think. At least not today. No, well, it might have made it at all. Spoiler. But at least I can talk about it. You're drawing this dot-to-dot connection. You're building this route. You're buying these rails, and then you have to pick up and deliver all these different goods all over the map. It's Really fun. All right, so my number 48 is Race for the Galaxy. I've always loved multi-use cards that you can use for different things, and this does that to a T. Cards are going to be either currency, cards are planets, cards are goods, and all different effects that they have throughout the game. Every time you play it, it's a different experience, and there's a lot of different expansions for them. I have not played any of them but one, but they're really fun.
My number 47 is Sorcerer City.
I need more from you than that. They need more from you than that.
I just feel like everybody's heard of Sorcerer City. I don't need to say anything about it.
Tell us. I've never heard of it.
Okay, Sorcerer City is a deck building game, but instead of cards, you're deck building with tiles. So it's a tile building game. There you go. I did it.
You're drafting these cards, trying to, buy the best tiles, put them in your deck, survive these monsters. It's all real time. It's very chaotic and a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My number 47 is The Colonists. So this is a pretty lengthy game where you are, have this very limited movement of these tiles. The board is constantly growing and growing and growing. Each tile that you add is actually an action spot on the board. So you're moving to those spots, using those actions, and moving to another spot, but you only have a limited amount of movement to use. It's heavy, and it is fun, and I really enjoy The Colonists.
My 46 is Point Salad, and this is a card drafting game, set collection game, and it's a game that I think non-gamers would enjoy as well. It's so simple to teach, so simple to learn, and it comes out a lot.
All right, so my number 46 is Amerigo. This is by Stefan Feld. It is the first of many Feld games that are going to be on my list. But yes, it's got a giant cube tower. You're dropping cubes in it, and based off what comes out, some stay inside the cube tower itself. What comes out, you take actions based off of what's left over, and you're sailing around the board, collecting all these different points. Amerigo is a lot of fun, and that cube tower looks pretty impressive on the table.
It does. My number 45 is Pitch Car. This is a dexterity racing game, and it is so much fun. You just laugh so much when you're playing this game, and it can play a ton of players, and because it's fun to see what happens, even though it might be like 5 turns, 6 turns, 7 turns before it's your turn again, it's really fun to watch this whole thing happen. Have we even reviewed Pitch Car?
No, stay tuned for a future review of Pitch Car. All right, so my number 45 is also a racing game. This is Flom Rouge. This is the bicycle racing game where you kind of get into those, what do they call those, slipstream.
It doesn't matter what you say, I'm going to believe you. I'll believe that's what it is.
The aerodynamics of the slipstream racing behind people, and the further behind you are, you don't get that benefit of kind of dragging behind them, and you're using energy, but you get kind of exhausted, and you have to use these weaker cards. And there's multiple different maps and ways to set up the board. Flom Rouge is awesome.
My number 44 is Rollin West. This was a roll and write game, and it made Ryan and I kind of like roll and write games. We were really lukewarm towards them. We played this game, and we were like, so this is what it is. And it was a lot of fun. I still haven't played its predecessor.
Yeah, Gold West.
Yes, I still haven't played it, but I want to play it because of this game.
So my number 44 is Cottage Garden. This is an Uwe Rosenberg tile-laying game. He's got a lot of those really great tile-laying games where you kind of have to piece everything together, get the right polyomino shape kind of tucked in there without cover up any point tiles, and there's these cute little cats and these potted plants. It is deceptively difficult and also really charming as well.
Yeah, that's a great way to describe that game. My number 43 is also a cheat. I did the whole Lord of the Rings deck building games. It's the Cerebus system.
Yeah, Cerebus.
So like the DC deck builder. If you played those games, that's what this is. So I just have all of the Lord of the Rings deck builder and the Hobbit deck builder as like one massive 43.
There you go.
Yeah.
My number 43 is a game called Crisis. This is a game. A country has gone bankrupt, and you are companies who are coming in to invest in this country. And your choices are really to kind of profit off of this country's misery, or to try to use this sense of noble nobleness and patriotism to kind of raise the economy, but you really want profits also because you're a company. So it's like this kind of tug of war system of trying to keep this country afloat while making your company really successful. So that's Crisis.
Well, my number 42 comes up later on somebody else's list, so I'll just have to wait to see if we can last through winter.
And that's immediately no, it's not. That's mine's later. Pay that no heed. My number 42 is...
no heed.
My number 42 is Pandemic. Now, I honestly thought this game would be higher on my list. I really love Pandemic, but it turns out there's 41 games I like even more. And again, I'm assuming that this does have some of the expansions with it. I really like the In the Lab expansion, the State of Emergency. What's the other one we use all the time? On the Brink.
Yeah.
Some just really strong expansions that added just a ton to this game.
This is the one he was talking about when he was saying, when he was ranking them, he just assumed, like, in his mind, with the expansions. This is the game.
Yeah, this is just the cooperative game of trying to cure diseases and treat people, and just traveling all over the board trying to cure diseases. It's just, it's really good, and it's really emotional too. You know, you have this tension of, are we gonna make it? Oh, should we work on this or should we work on this? Or it's all good and bad at the same time. I don't know what to do. That's Pandemic.
Yeah, yep. Yet another great way to explain another game. My number 41 is Terraforming Mars. And I've actually only played this game twice. So I don't know if more plays would move it on my list. If it would move it up, it probably would move it up. I really enjoyed the play that I had with it. There's a ton of cards in this game, and I like that.
Every game you're going to see a different combination of cards.
Yeah, I just need to play it more as with all games ever.
Just more games all the time. More time.
Yeah.
All right, so my number 41 is Bethany's number 42, which I was excited about because there was that crossover. Just how in the world is that crossover? But anyways, Robinson Crusoe. Like I said, I'm like heavier games. I like cooperative games, and this is a cooperative heavy game. And there's just a ton of scenarios in the box that you get to explore, and get defeated at.
Yeah.
I think we've only won maybe one scenario once.
I think we've won more than that, actually. I know that we won the first time we played it, and we were really shocked.
Probably because we were doing something wrong.
Probably. It was probably downhill from there.
Yeah, so that's just kind of the end cap for this first block of this is Robinson Crusoe, a really good, heavy cooperative game. Lots of fun choices, lots of things to overcome. You know, things that happen, decisions that you make at the beginning of the game might have later on effects later on. Like
they will have later on effects.
The cards get shuffled back into the deck, and then the B side of that card, the effect of what you did earlier might have a later on effect, and it's just really interesting to see how that's going to come up. Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Probably bad.
Yeah, most of the time.
All right, so that is our number 50 through 41 of our top 50 games of all time. 2020 edition.
Of all time, 2020. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to us to see our videos as they come out under Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews on YouTube. And you can follow us on Facebook under Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. You can also find us on Instagram under Ryan and Bethany. You can chat with us on Twitter under Ryan and Bethany 1. And then lastly, we also have a blog on Board Game Geek called Pounds and Inches, where we chronicle our quest to achieve better health in our life.
Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.